So, you landed on this video because you're in the market for a compact SUV. Congratulations, you're shopping in one of the most popular segments in the United States, and yeah, sometimes it can get a little boring here. Now, as you do your research, you'll find that the Honda CR-V, the Toyota RAV4, and the Nissan Rogue are three of the best-selling and most popular compact SUVs. Enter any mall or Costco parking lot across the continental US and you'll see these three SUVs all over. But don't worry, there are other options. And one of them comes from a Japanese brand whose name translates to wisdom and light. So yeah, I'm here to drop some wisdom and guide you to the light. My name is Omar, and this is the 2022 Mazda CX-5, or Mazda if you live in Canada. So yeah, the Toyota RAV4, the Honda CR-V, and the Nissan Rogue really dominate the compact SUV segment. Toyota sells more than 400,000 units a year of the RAV4, Honda sells north of 350,000 units of the CR-V, and Nissan dances around 280 to 300,000 units for the Rogue. But as Toyota, Honda, and Nissan got a little complacent with their top spots, I mean, the new Rogue actually looks pretty nice, the underdogs started gaining some ground. You now have some really impressive options, including the Hyundai Tucson, the Kia Sorento, and my personal favorite, the Mazda CX-5. Mazda sells around 150,000 units of the CX-5 a year, but they are getting better and better. Last year, Mazda wrapped up 2021 with more than 163,000 CX-5s sold. And over the last few years, Mazda started gaining some big traction as one of the most reliable brands. In 2021, all Mazda vehicles tested received the IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus award, and the CX-5 was recognized as one of the only vehicles to receive the highest rating in a side impact crash test. And for 2022, Mazda has a few tricks up its sleeve with the CX-5, and no, it's not just adding a 0 at the end of it and making it look like a tough off-roader. So should you just forget about the RAV4, the CR-V, and the Rogue and just get a CX-5? Let's find out. But first, let me give you a quick tour. We'll take a look at the outside and the inside, and then I'll give you my opinion on whether or not if the CX-5 should be your next daily SUV. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe. All right, let's do this. All right, so let's start with the updates on the inside because Mazda's interiors are some of the best in this segment. Now, most of the inside for the CX-5 has been virtually the same since the debut of the second generation model in 2017. However, Mazda has made some improvements over the years. Every trim level of the CX-5 now comes standard with a 10.25-inch display. You get standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, although they aren't wireless. Navigation is only available on the top tier and signature trim. Now, one thing that I wish Mazda would add to their vehicles is a touchscreen display. The whole world has moved that way, but Mazda still wants you to use this rotary wheel down here because they feel it's a bit safer. Let's just move with the times and add a touchscreen display. But otherwise, the infotainment system in here is pretty simple to use, nothing too crazy or fancy. Somebody that doesn't like too much going on with their infotainment system will absolutely love this. Oh, and we'll go over the safety tech in a bit, but look at this. You get a 360 view camera, finally. Now, you don't have a full screen digital gauge cluster display, and that's okay because nothing in this segment really does, well, besides the Hyundai Tucson and the new Kia Sportage. The middle part is digital, but there's, again, nothing too fancy going on here besides some color and graphic changes when you circle through the drive modes. Other than that, everything is still where it used to be. You still have physical climate control buttons down here with your heated and cooled seats and your heated steering. Right below that, you have some storage and a wireless charging pad, which I'll get into a little bit later as well. In the center console, you have your rotary dial for the infotainment and some shortcut buttons along with your volume knob, as well as your brake hold, your parking brake, and your drive mode selector. But yeah, this is still one of my favorite interiors in this segment, even though it is starting to age and it hasn't been updated in a while. It still feels more luxurious and upscale than the Honda CR-V and the Toyota RAV4. It almost gives you that luxury car feel. Everything in here that you touch feels very high quality and very, very well put together. Let's check out the second row legroom in the CX-5. Now, Mazda says you're working with 39.6 inches of legroom back here. I'm about 6 foot tall. That's my seating position. As you can see, it doesn't really feel that big, but that's what Mazda says. Now, if you're thinking about going for the CX-50 over the CX-5, just know that they have almost exactly the same amount of legroom in the second row. The CX-50 has like 0.2 inches more. But yeah, it's a very comfortable and spacious place to be, but not much other entertainment going on back here at all. Now let's check out the cargo capacity. You can pop open the tailgate by using a button located right here under the Mazda logo. And once you get it open, you're working with 30.8 cubic feet behind the second row. And with the second row folded, you're working with 59.3 cubic feet. The CX-50 has the same amount of cargo capacity with the second row up, but with the second row folded, the CX-5 has 3 more cubic feet. And you can also fold down the second row seats by using a latch located right back here. So that's pretty cool. Now let's take a look at the exterior design, and much like the inside, there have been only some minor changes, but the outside is also the most recognizable change for 2022. Starting with the grille, you have a new pattern that has a more three-dimensional look, and I'm sure you've already seen the new design for the headlamps. These look really cool. I like these a lot more than the outgoing model year. Swing around to the side, and the CX-5 has pretty much the same silhouette, not many changes here at all. The back also remains pretty much the same, but you do have a new design to the taillights, which look really cool, and they match the headlamps. Now, as you go through the different trims of the CX-5, things do change a little bit. This chrome piece right here on the grille can be swapped out for a darker color, which is something that I would definitely do. And if you think this CX-5 looks a little strange, it's because the signature trim drops the black cladding all around the exterior for a body color scheme. Not sure if I'm a fan of that. I feel like the black cladding makes it look a little sportier, and I should probably not say that because everybody hates black cladding, but I feel like on the CX-5, black cladding makes it look a little bit more aggressive. This body color thing going on here, I don't know. For some reason, it seems a little bit odd to me. That said, I do think that the new CX-50 looks better than the CX-5, but keep in mind, the CX-50 is based on the CX-30 platform and not the CX-5 platform. All right, let's quickly talk about the pricing. The 2022 CX-5 starts at $26,250 for the base 2.5S and goes all the way up to $39,000 for the top of the line Turbo Signature. You no longer have just Sport, Touring, and the Grand Touring trim. Things get a little spread out now. Now, if you don't really care for the faster turbo engine, I would recommend starting with at least the preferred trim. The base S comes with just cloth seats. The Select will add on a mixture of leatherette and suede, although the S will give you heated front seats and dual zone climate control along with a 6-way power adjustable driver's seat. The Preferred will add on leather seats along with a power adjustable passenger seat. It will also give you a power sliding moonroof. You don't get a panoramic sunroof. You do get that on the CX-50, and the Preferred will also add on a power liftgate. Moving up to the Carbon Edition, you just get a cooler looking CX-5. Nothing really changes in terms of tech and convenience. Now, as you start moving up to the premium trim, things will get a little bit more fancy, like 19-inch wheels. All other lower trim levels get 17-inch wheels. The premium trim also adds on adaptive front headlamps. Inside, you'll get an upgraded 10-speaker Bose sound system, which sounds pretty good. And you get paddle shifters on the steering wheel because you can have a lot of fun in your sporty CX-5. The premium trim is also the place where you get the upgraded 7-inch LCD digital gauge cluster display. The lower trims just have a 4-inch information display. As you move up to the Premium Plus, things get even more fancier with cooled front seats and a heated steering wheel. You also get heated seats in the second row, so that's pretty nice. The Premium Plus will also add on power folding side view mirrors and a heads-up display. Now moving up to the Turbo trim, that will obviously give you the faster engine option along with everything else that I just told you about in the lower trims. However, one thing that really annoys me is that this is the place where Mazda decided to add on a wireless charger. You can't get a wireless charger on any of the lower trims, which in 2022 is a bit disappointing. So if you want a wireless charger, you have to go for the Turbo CX-5. And then if you want the best of the best, the top of the line signature trim adds on Nappa leather seats, a 360-degree camera, which you can't get on lower trims. You can only get it on the top of the line signature trim. And this trim will also give you genuine wood trim. That said, all trims do come standard with a 10.25-inch display with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Navigation can only be had on the signature trim. All of the CX-5 trims also come standard with iActive Sense safety suite of driver assist tech, including adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning with lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, smart brake support, and smart city brake. And then you also get things like automatic high beams and traffic sign recognition. Now, before I take the CX-5 for a drive and give you my opinion on how this stacks up against the competition, let me put in a few important daily usability things that I'll have to show all of you. You have 4 cup holders, 2 in the front right there, and then you have 2 in the back in the center armrest right there. Here are what the keys look like to the 2022 CX-5. You have all your buttons right here on the side. You have lock, unlock, pop open your trunk, and the panic button. Door open and close sound, but before that, Mazda still uses this old button to unlock the car. I don't know why you can't just hold it and pull it open, but from the outside and from the inside. Solid. Charging game wise, you're working with a wireless charger right here, which you can again only get on the turbo models. You can't get it on any other trim level, which is kind of disappointing. You don't get any USB-C ports, but you have two USB-A ports in the front and the center armrest. Second row passengers are working with two USB-A ports located in the center armrest, so if anybody's sitting in the middle, you can't charge your phone. It is now time for an indicator and horn sound test, this time here with the 2022 Mazda CX-5 indicator first. Same old Mazda indicator. Now for the horn sound. Oh yeah, that is solid. So let's talk about how the CX-5 drives. Now you no longer have a front-wheel drive CX-5 because all CX-5s now come standard with all-wheel drive. What's up, Subi? Because, you know, the Subaru Forester is the only other option in this segment that comes standard with all-wheel drive. Most of the buyers of the CX-5 will stick to the mid-tier trim where you get a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine making 187 horsepower and 186 pound-feet of torque. Now that should be enough if you're going to use this as your daily driver, but if you want to go a little faster and add some excitement to your life, and you should, you can go for the turbo, which makes 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque on regular gasoline. But if current gas prices don't scare you like they do the rest of us, you can put premium in your CX-5 Turbo, and if you splurge on the octane, you can enjoy a total of 256 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. Going from 0 to 60 will take you 6.1 seconds, but it's not like many people shopping in this segment really care, maybe like 2 people. Actually, let me know in the comments below that if you look at 0 to 60 times when buying a new car. Now, Mazda says that they have retuned the 6-speed automatic transmission to be a little bit more smoother and responsive, but I can't really tell the difference. I actually had a 2017 CX-5 in the family, so I'm pretty familiar with how it felt. Now, Mazda also says that they made some improvements to the suspension to make this handle and ride a little bit better. Handling-wise, it does feel a little bit sharper, but ride quality-wise, this is one of the more firmer riding SUVs in the segment. When it comes to having a compact, butter-smooth SUV in this price range, the Honda CR-V takes the crown for me. If you want a supple, soft ride, the CR-V is definitely the best option. But if you want a little bit more excitement and a little bit more zoom from your daily compact SUV, the CX-5 is the better option. This rides and handles sportier than the competition, and personally, I like that, especially when you pop it into sport mode. There we go. And it feels like a German luxury SUV. Speaking of drive modes, you have normal, sport, and off-road, which, come on, no one is going off-road in their CX-5, so really most buyers will just circle through normal and sport. Fuel economy-wise, you're working with 22 miles per gallon city and 27 miles per gallon highway. I'm averaging, after a few days of driving, a total of 21.4 miles a gallon. And see, this is where I can see Mazda making some improvements because the majority of the competition offers a hybrid option with around 35 to 40 miles a gallon. But who knows, the way things are going, they might just skip the whole hybrid thing and go full electric. Let's just hope that they do better than that MX-30 because that was very unimpressive. That said, even though you don't have a hybrid CX-5, this has something that the competition doesn't. It has a very beautiful and classy exterior design, a really refined and luxurious interior, which even though this is starting to age, it still looks and feels 10 times more upscale than the competition. If any automaker out there is looking for wisdom on how to make a mainstream SUV feel like it competes with the best luxury brands out there, take some lessons from the CX-5. Either way, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. My handle is @OmarDrives. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace. And Mazda, really, the only improvement, at least for me, for 2023, would be to just add a touchscreen display. Let's just get rid of this iDrive knob down here. Let's just go touchscreen. Everybody else is doing it, and you should too.